Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Mad Marine here. Let me talk to you for a second. Hey, listen, I know year after year, we're going into MUT. MUT's really exciting. The season's right around the corner. But before you get there, I want to be able to go over a few things with you guys because there are a lot of exciting new cards that are coming out. A lot of exciting new promos, probably starting day one. But I want you guys to be prepared to approach this thing from a different perspective this year, if that makes sense. So, as you can see, I've got my man right here, Tristan Wirfs in front of us, okay? 81 strength, 84 awareness, 87 pass block, 87 pass block footwork, 81 run block. And I think he's pretty fast too. It doesn't show his speed, but I think he's pretty fast too. The one thing I want to talk to you guys about is EA favors certain cards, okay? You have a lot of times where people say, well, yeah, man, I was playing with this card and, it just got nerfed. It got nerfed. We've all said that. We've all said that. But there are certain cards that just don't do that. They just don't get nerfed. Okay. This right here was one of the best left tackles I had all year. And I had a 99 overall. Ryan Ramczyk. I think I had Lane Johnson. I had one of those rookie draft cards I had, but he by far played the best for me. When I say he just took guys and just held on to them, he really did. He animated great. And that's what I really want to talk about is animate. It's really important that you guys understand that EA favors certain cards. I'll tell you, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Have you ever had a running back and this running back basically reached for the pylon or reached for the first down and you didn't have that ability on him? You got to find cards like that animate, and you can find them. Year after year, they do it all the time. Last year, I had a 99 overall team master, Antonio Gibson. Nobody was playing with his card. He was a power back, but every time he hit a first down marker, he would reach for it. Every time he was close to the pylon, he'd reach for it. And I didn't have reach for it on it. This is something to remember when you're picking cards. Don't just pick cards based off, oh, the stats are great, That card's stats may be fantastic, but EA may not favor that card. So it may not do what you needed to do. Does that make sense? And what I mean by that, we know the Randy Mosses, they're gonna animate. Jerry Rice was fantastic for me last year. Deion Sanders, fantastic card. Charles Woodson, if you can get him from the early Walmart pack, for those of you that got the Walmart pack, for the Walmart Dynasty pack, you get him early. If you're lucky enough to get him, he animates great. Aaron Donald, he's another one that animates great. He can beat the double teams down in the trenches. We know J.J. Watt, same thing. Now, I wouldn't put J.J. Watt at the end spot, but I definitely take him and put him in the middle, as a D tackle. And as a D tackle, if you're looking for a slow but very strong guy or a guy that animates, okay, J.J. Watt's your guy. Another one that was real surprising to me last year, Fletcher Cox. Now, this one was kind of a sneaky kind of card because like I said, EA doesn't really talk a lot about Fletcher Cox, and they don't really put him out there. I guess because he's an older player. As much as they do the Aaron Donalds of the world or the J.J. Watts of the world. J.J. Watt is consistently a good card in MUT. Whatever you know to be a good card in MUT, whatever you know to be a card that EA favors, go for that. And then sometimes you'll have experience in a situation where you'll get a card that surprisingly will animate and do everything you needed to do. So those are great cards too. Marcus Williams with the New Orleans Saints, free safety. Excellent card, animated perfect, animated outstanding for me last year. Sean Taylor, as we get further into the year, look for cards like that. Save up for cards like that. And the reason I'm telling you guys to get cards that animate and that they animate. And some of you have played Madden long enough to know, hey, this card animates, this card doesn't, And it's just as simple as that. That's where it all comes from. You'll see players sometimes you're like, wow, how did that player do that? You know what I mean? My 6-foot cornerback was all over him, but he snagged it over Sean Murphy Bunting. Matter of fact, I think he's got a card out. He was kind of a sleeper for me last. Let me see if we can look at that Sean Murphy Bunting card. Let's check that out real quick. I think there was one that came out today. Oh, there it is. Sean Murphy Bunting, guys. Sean Murphy Bunting. Now, the only takeaway from this card here is the 88 acceleration for me. Just because I know that when he gets up against the right cornerback, that cornerback will blow straight past him because he doesn't accelerate fast enough. To me, I mean, I've always said this with Mutt. This is almost a no-no for me, but I know this card animates because I remember playing with him last year, and as you can see, he's all green. There's no yellow. That's another thing you want to look for. You want an even Steve. I call it an even Steven card. You want a card that, has green across the board. You want cards with green across the board. The 88 acceleration is not the most favorable when it comes to this kind of card. Because he has a cornerback, he's going to need to keep up with fast receivers. Somebody like a Tyreek Hill, blow right past him. No problem. No problem whatsoever. So you got to keep in mind when you're picking these cards, pick cards that you know are going to, again, animate for one, and watch the different, the key features of the card, the acceleration and things like that. When you've got an 88 speed with 88 acceleration, that means your speed to acceleration ratio is the same, meaning you're not going to get down the field with somebody like a Tyreek Hill day one or that new Deshaun Jackson day one. You're going to get burnt. Now, if you're playing zone coverage, this card is great, which I think a lot of people will be playing in this in the next gen. So next thing I want to cover, guys, I want to cover another thing for you. Next gen is the home of the power back. The power back, the running game is going to be king, guys, and I can't say this, I can't stress this enough. I mean, I played enough next gen this year to know that, the running game is going to be just off the charts this year. So you got to have a power back. You got to have a power back. And what better power back to have? What better power back to have going into day one than my man, Derrick freaking Henry. Derrick Henry, guys. Derrick Henry. You want him day one, or you want someone like him day one. I'm sure everybody. Now, the only drawback to this card is the 82 acceleration. The agility is not very good. The carry's great. The truck is great, and the break tackle is great. Meaning that when he gets hit, he's going to break one or two of them. He's going to break one or two of them before he goes down, and he's always going to fall forward because he's a big guy. So you're going to see a lot of people with Derrick Henry. Again, another card that EA favors. Another card that EA favors. Let's go up a little bit. Let's talk about this guy, Alvin Kamara. Now, look, I know he seems slow, but look at the acceleration, guys. Once he gets through the line, once he gets past the line of scrimmage, he's gone, especially at the first part of Madden because everybody's slow, until, with the exception of the cornerbacks who some will be 86 speed, some will be 89 speed. We just don't know yet. But this is a card that EA is starting to favor. Now, the only really not even a non-good spot. This 74 catching beginning of the year is just absolutely amazing if you're looking for a receiving back. And the other good thing about Alvin is Alvin can break tackle, and he's very elusive. He's very elusive. He never really went down for me, and I'm a Saints theme teamer. He never really went down for me, when it came to getting hit, that first time or whatever. So Alvin Kamara is a very, very good card. Again, I can't stress this enough. Animate, animate, animate. Nobody talks about these things. And these are things that, when people are looking for cards, I want them to know. I want you to know, hey, you need a card that animates. You have to have a card that animates. Animation is very important. It's key. It's very key. It's very key. And there is some lividity with it. There is, this happens. It happens all the time. You'll have a card that doesn't have an ability on it, and it will have a built-in ability with it, and it plays better than, cards that everybody's, out here getting. So take that in consideration, guys. I just wanted to make this video, guys. I'm going to be making more videos in the near future, just to kind of give you guys small tips and tricks, on things to do and where to, and stuff that people don't talk about. You know what I mean? Things that people don't talk about. Everybody, knows how to build a coin stash to a certain extent. Some people don't. Some people grind away at the solo challenges. Some people buy packs. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Some people do sets. It really all depends. The way you play MUT is up to you. But again, quality over quantity, guys. And to keep the game fresh, I know, look, I'm going to want to get new cards. Yeah, I'm going to want new cards. But make sure those cards are favorable cards. Again, the Charles Woodsons of the world. Deion Sanders, day one, he's going to be a top-notch cornerback. These are guys you're going to need. Alvin Kamara is going to animate for you. Derrick Henry is going to be a beast for you. Take a look at Tristan Wirfs for your left tackle spot. Day one, you want to secure that line. He's going to be fast. He's going to be strong. He's going to be a very, very good left tackle. He played phenomenal for me last year. Make sure you're getting guys to animate. You guys have played Madden. You know there are certain players that you haven't put abilities on, but they seem to just play lights out, and that's what you want. I think Michael Thomas even came out with a card. I'm gonna if I can find that card, I'll show you an example too of him. Now, a lot of people like to call him Slant Boy. Yeah, you know, say what you want. You know, he is who he is. See if I can find that card. I don't know if I can. Oh, and by the way, this card right here. I mean, this guy. Listen, guys, this guy's fast. This guy is fast. So there is some speed. There's going to be some speed out there. But I wish I could find that. Matter of fact, let's go over to. Let's see if I can go over to my guy. I think he may have him up. And I even may pick this card up day one. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to pick it up day one. Like I said, I'm a Saints theme team. I'm a Saints guy. We're going to see. Okay, 86 speed. Okay, so that's Calvin Ridley right there. Ah, there he is. Michael Thomas. So you got Calvin Ridley right above him with 86 speed. And here's Michael Thomas's card with 85 speed. But here's the difference. Michael Thomas already comes in with a built-in route technician. And when this card last year, his lower end card, because he didn't really get a 99 overall until the end of the year, which kind of for me was, you know, it didn't really work in my favor, I should say. 85 speed, 87 jump, 87 catch, greens all across the board. He's going to be a great slot guy for you. He's got the route technician already built into the card, already an 89 overall. This is going to be a superb card to start out with if you're looking for a route runner. This is going to be your guy here. Very sure-handed. The route technician will make a difference for sure built into the card like that. So these are cards you want to look out for. You know, these are sleepers. I call them sleepers. Or, you know, anybody that does, they call them sleepers. There are a lot of great cards coming out, guys. Look at this. Look at this, DK Metcalf. You know, Tyreek Hill is kind of a thing of the past at this point, just because, I mean, there are going to be a lot of fast receivers out there. There are going to be a lot of fast. Look at that, CeeDee Lamb. You know, Cortland. You know, these guys are. It's just phenomenal. Sterling Shepard. Wow, I mean, phenomenal cards coming out. Here's another one. Right here. I want you guys to take a look. This is another example of what I mean by anime. Khalil Mack, day one starter on the defensive end, right there. Day one starter, very strong, just elusive. 81 finesse to come out, 86 power move to start. This card right here is going to be a beast. And you know he's going to animate because EA favors this card, guys. I can't stress it enough. Animate, animate, animate. You want to get cards that are going to animate. And early in the season, it's very, very important because in MUT, your ability points only go so far. So you're not going to be another one. Myles Garrett. Now, okay, this is interesting. I'm gonna show you something that you can do with this card. You can do with this. I'm going to show you what you can do with this card here. So with this card, okay, it's interesting. He's 78 speed. He's 2 speeds from 80 speed. 80 speed should be where you should be at when it comes to a defensive end early in the year. 78, 79, you kind of towing the line there. You know what I mean? So 78 speed, you know, put this guy in the middle. He's strong, you know, finesse moves, you know, 84, power move, 87. He's a strong guy, but he's slow. So put him in the middle, you know, and him being a defensive end, if need be, you can put him, you know, at a spot. So you can have one D tackle if you're a person that runs, you know, 2 D tackles or 1 D tackle and 1 in and, you know, at the D tackle spot. And you could have the faster guy, which would be him, you know, spying the quarterback. Here's my number. Here's the Mad Marines' #1 rule of thumb. You never want to spy any of your outside guys. Never spy your defensive ends. I see people do that. All that is a big mistake. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you got a scrambling quarterback, you can easily contain him if you need to, okay? Now, most time with a contain, it opens up the center of the pocket, Okay, so you want to be careful. It opens up the center of the pocket. But if you got a spy in the middle, he can't go anywhere. He's going to have to figure it out. If he moves too far to the left or too far to the right, depending on the animation, again, depending on the animation and the person you got, he's probably going to get sacked. Okay, so this is a really good card right here. Myles Garrett, I would say I would put him at the D tackle spot. That's just me. But these are some tips, guys, I just really wanted to go over with you guys because I felt like it was really, really, really important to really, hammer this home. And that's animate, animate, animate. Just like this guy, Aaron Donald, we already know. We already know what this is. 88 block shed, 89 strength coming out of the gate. This is a pure D tackle right here. 75 speed, 89 strength, 88 power move, 85 finesse, 88 block shed, day one. And again, say it with me now. Animate, animate, animate. That's what you want. You want them to animate. That's what you want. Find cards that animate. You save money this way. You do. You save money this way. Okay. So we're going to go up again. Thanks. And shout out to Mortality for making this this is just beautiful how he has this set up. It's just beautiful. Now, here's a little bit of a sleeper card. Here's a little bit of a sleeper. If you don't have the money, I'm gonna talk to you guys that don't have a lot of coin stack coming out day one, or maybe you're not gonna buy a bunch of packs or whatever the case may be. Now, not the strongest guy, but this guy I think is about 6'4", 6'5". Block shed's not great, but finesse move on the edge, 77 finesse move, not bad. 80 speed, not bad. 83 acceleration, meaning if he does get loose, he's gonna get after the quarterback. This could be a budget beast. This actually could be a budget beast. So guys, when I'm saying this, it's because I played Madden and I've watched Madden and I know how they're gonna do this. Animate, animate, animate. Okay, last example. All right, let's talk about Leonard Williams here. Yeah, let's talk about Leonard Williams. So Leonard Williams, okay? Leonard Williams came out. He was kind of a promising prospect. Came into the league, he did a little something. He was on par, I think, last year. He was kind of right there neck and neck with Aaron Donald. Didn't really get but EA doesn't favor this card. Although he may play good on the field, he's not going to animate for you. He's 66 speed. He's a right end. Basically, he's a 3-4 right end. You can put him at D tackle. He's not going to animate, guys. He's just not. I'll give you an example. There was a card last year for the Saints, David Onyemata. He's a D tackle. If you guys see him, pick him up. He will animate. For whatever reason, he animates, guys. He animates. EA has their favorites. Remember that. I'll give you another one. This is going to be a good card, too. EA favors this card as well. Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat, golden ticket, played great last year. It's fantastic. Speed on the outside is great. This is one of those cards, if you do have on the edge, it's going to do great for you. It's going to do fantastic. So this is one of those cards you do want on the edge. Some people, me last year, toward the end of the year, because quarterbacks were so fast, I took the golden ticket Montez Sweat and put him in the middle. Now, two things happen. He's 6'6". Okay, 260 pounds. Now it's 6'6". It's going to be real hard for a quarterback to throw over that guy if you do put him in the middle at D tackle and spy him. You know what I mean? So you want your two edge rushers. For me, I'll probably get a Khalil Mack on one side and maybe a Chase Young on the other. I got my two ends. They're both fast. They're about 80 speed. I may put him in the middle and put Aaron Donald in the middle. Put him at spy. He ain't nobody going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? The Patty Mahomes of the world, the guys that want to run around day one, it's not happening. Okay, so something like that. Never again. The Madden Marine rule is animate, animate, animate. Number 2, never spy from your end. Ever. Never spy from your end. You ever spy from your end and the guy has the guy on the other side double blocked, because he knows that you're gonna spy the fast guy on the line. Okay, never spy from your end. It just doesn't end well, guys. Don't do it. If you're gonna spy, put it, and this only works, and that's the other thing too. This only works with defensive ends. So if you got a linebacker who's playing defensive end and you try to stick him at D tackle, it won't work. Okay, so you want to find you a guy like a Montez Sweat who you can put at D tackle. I mean, he's a pretty big guy. He's 6'6", 260. He's not really made for D tackle. Doesn't have the best block shed. And like I said, again, you might want to be a little weary of that. If you get a passer, this is a great move. But if you don't have a passer, which more than likely you won't, because this year is the year of the run, guys, you're going to be in trouble. Okay. So you want to, if it's not somebody like an Aaron Donald or somebody like that, you want to be careful who you put in that middle. If you get a passer, a guy who passes a lot, you switch your scheme up. Like this year, they're going to make it where, we can change our audibles at halftime and do all, change our, I think our, what is it, ability points and stuff and all this stuff to adjust to whoever we're playing against. You may have a guy who comes out, running the first half of the game, and then the second half, hey, you got it locked up because you put a bunch of run stuffs down there, and it totally shuts down his game plan. So also be versatile in your game plan and what you're doing. And, like I said, guys, you guys can really, really make some great things happen. But with that being said, guys, that's about all I had. I just wanted to make sure you guys went into Madden or to MUT this year with the greatest possible success that you can have. And again, my number one rule is never spy your defensive ends. If you're going to spy somebody in the middle, okay? And then number two, animate, 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 animate. If it doesn't animate, it's not great. So put it like, if it doesn't animate, it's not great. I'll look at one more card. We'll look at one more card here. Let's see. Okay, here's one. This will be a budget beast right here. This is Isaiah Simmons. Here's Jeremy Chin, budget beast. We're not going to go through a bunch of hoopla with these cards. You already know what it is. Troy Apke would have been a little bit better. Last year, he was a little bit better of a card, but this year's not so much because, yeah, he's a silver. Nobody's going to be able to do anything with that, okay? Okay, here we go. Here's another EA favorite, Jalen Ramsey. In the head-to-head, he's a 99 overall. He made the 99 club this year. Here you go. Lots of green. Although he's a tad slow, look at the acceleration, guys. Pay attention to that. And don't let that fool you, but also look at that. 89 press, 88 man coverage, 86 zone. And what I like about Madden this year is they're bringing out enough cards to where everybody won't have the same cornerbacks. You get what I'm saying? So when you get this card, 85 speed, 87 acceleration, this is a beast day one. You pair him, you put him in a slot or put him, second to somebody like Deion Sanders. I mean, you got locked down corners, to start the year off, So 85 speed, 87 acceleration. Remember, we talked about acceleration. You never want to invest in a card that has the same speed and the same acceleration. That is Madden Marine rule number 3. Never invest in the card that has same speed, same acceleration. Make sure you guys are writing this down because I'm not going to repeat this. You have to go back and watch the video. But yeah, so that's my final. Listen, that's me going over my final card. Again, this is one that EA favors. This is a guy who animates. He's going to animate. He's going to have great press animations. He's going to be good in zone. He's going to be very good in man coverage. Day one, 85 speed, 87 acceleration. He's going to be able to hang with the best of them. Day one. And so I just wanted to talk to you guys a bit about this stuff, man. And going into, the new Madden, guys, I hope you guys are successful, man. I hope you guys build your coin stacks. This keeps you from chasing every card that comes out every week that every YouTuber is saying, hey, this card's hot. Yeah, this card's great. Let's do this. No, I personally have experience with these cards. And I went through a bunch of cards last year. I was that person that, chased the cards and, I got cards that, I thought were good cards. Didn't give you an example. Rod Woodson, he's a Hall of Famer, well-known player. Great card. Great card at the end of the year, but the first couple of cards for Rod Woodson, oh man, they just my good gracious alive. Good gimlet gravy. They were just Rudy Poo. So it wasn't until the end of the year that I got his UL that I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Now this UL's playing lights out. But I mean, anything, before that was just, it was kind of, it was Rudy Poo when it came to Rod. He was burnt toast, burnt biscuits, guys. So I don't want you to be burnt biscuits. I want you guys to get the best quality possible. And I want you paying attention to the Madden Marine because I'm going to be your teacher this year. And I'm going to put you in the best possible position to get success. Next thing you know, you'll be in the MCS. You like how I said that, huh? Best possible position to get success. Next thing you know, you in the MCS. That's it for me today, guys. I am the Madden Marine. I am out.